Hey, Zach, thanks for coming on the DANcast with me today to talk about a little bit about your adventures and what you're doing in scuba diving. I know you've got some other things going on with tents and tanks. That sounds really cool. But you've been involved with Dan for a little while now. You've done some photo shoots for us, and you've appeared in some of our marketing material. So it's really great to have you here again, just to kind of catch up and see what you've been doing. And we see your social media, your Scuba Zac, and you are just living a good life, and you're out there traveling and diving and really living the dream. So it's glad to have you here today with us.
Thank you for inviting me to be part of this.
So just refresh my memory. Do you work for Catalina Diver Supply technically?
I work for basically like a freelance instructor.
Okay.
And then I also work for Catalina Diver Supply.
Okay.
And whenever they have a lot of clients, so
Okay.
I'm like a floater. I just
Okay.
kind of float around. But I run my own thing, and then they use me when they need me.
Yeah, and you've been doing a lot of traveling. I've been seeing on
Yeah.
on your social media. You're all over the place.
Well, the winter season is always the travel time.
Yeah.
So it's very slow on the island. And so...
Yeah, and you live there full time, right?
No, I still go back and forth.
Okay.
I have my daughter, she's 9 years old, and she lives with her mom over in the mainland. So,
Okay.
So the winter season is always like the snowboarding season. So you
mix it up a little bit.
You'll mix it up a little bit, and then go back when it's like getting to be more busy on the island. Yeah.
And when does it get busy? Like June?
It started right
now.
now. Yeah, so it started to. As soon as the weather gets warmer, like the whole island is like so many people, like so many divers,
alive.
especially on weekends.
Yeah, it's a beautiful island. I've been over there a couple times. Had the chance to dive with you a little bit at the dive park. It's really an incredible dive over there. It's what are you seeing lately at the dive park? Anything?
So lately, the giant sea bass are starting to show up. A few months ago, there was a big bait bull fish that just like stayed there for like 3 weeks, like almost like the famous sardine run in the Philippines in Mualboal. It's like so thick. The bait bull fish is just like everywhere.
Wow, that's cool.
And we were like, is it just gonna pass over like after a few days and in a few weeks? And I'm like, dude, they're still here. And the sea lions are all like having so much fun because then you have plenty of food.
Yeah, it's dinner.
So a lot of sea lions are going out right to even at the mooring buoys. Like so much going on, and then the pelicans are all like diving in. It was insane.
Yeah.
And that was like the thickest sardine run or bait bull fish that I've ever seen.
That's cool. Yeah, that's a real special
island.
place to dive.
Yeah.
Do you do any boat diving over there? Is it all?
Yeah,
off
we do
the
boat
boat?
diving as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Catalina Diver Supply, we have the Scuba Cat, and the Scuba Cat is like it's by charter. A lot of times 4 people will charter it, and then we can go anywhere that they want to go. Okay. Within the island.
Yeah, some really cool diving.
Yeah, and then some 7-gill sharks showed up a few weeks ago as well. So there's like a lot of things going on. I know Susie the other day saw a leopard shark over at the park. So it's like the unusual. Normally, because like you see, the garbalders are always there, and a giant sea bass are coming in during the summer season because it's their mating season.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of exciting. Like we've been spotting a lot of nudibranchs on the area. So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
It always changes. You can't say like, oh, I dove there a million times. It's gonna be boring. No, it's just always something going on, and it's just exciting to dive.
Yeah, you're pretty lucky to have that in your backyard.
Yeah,
right
I
there,
know.
Where many of us have to travel across the country or even farther than that to come get diving like that. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing with Catalina Diver Supply.
So Catalina Diver Supply, I work as a scuba instructor. I'm also an Avelo instructor over at Catalina Diver Supply. We are a Avelo hub, and it's the best training ground. Catalina Diver Supply is like we got everything. Over in the island, we're the biggest store in the island. We provide a lot of tanks and a lot of services to even dive shops around California. So I work for them as a scuba instructor, and also working on towards my course director. So that's like I'm gonna do it through Catalina Diver Supply.
Yeah, you got a lot going on, Zach.
Yeah, it's a lot of dreams that I wanted to, continue
Yeah, it
to
looks
come
like
true.
you're living the dream. I see your social media. You've got beautiful pictures from all over the place and your
Yeah.
travels, and it looks like a good life.
Yeah,
But
I think it's you have to like live your best life, no matter what the situation would be. You have to like really take time to yourself. Like before, I was like working, 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 and I
Yeah.
really like take myself for granted. But lately, I just come to realize that like as you get older, you're like, no, I want to take care of myself too. I want to enjoy. I want to have life. I want to have like my best moments, and now it's just like coming along. One opportunity to another opportunity, and you're just like, wow.
yeah. So how did you get to this place in your life? Tell me a little bit about how you got into scuba diving. How long you been
So I
into it?
I started scuba diving in 1994. The first time I tried it actually was to discover scuba in a swimming pool, and then after I tried it, I was like, oh man, I want to go. I want to go the highest level on whatever this thing is, and I didn't really know
Yeah, you didn't
anything.
know at the time what you're getting into.
I didn't
Yeah.
know what I'm getting into, and I just like okay, and then opportunities come along, and then I took my open water course in 1994, and then I started like, oh dude, this is like so cool. And I have an outdoor shop over in the Philippines, and I sell rock climbing gears, mountaineering gears, and I said like, scuba diving, this is it. I don't want to sell anything that I don't know about. So one supplier says like, hey, you wanna? I'll consign scuba gear for you if you wanna carry it in your store. And so like, sign me up.
Yeah.
So then I started doing more training. I took my advanced course, and then 2 years later, I became an instructor. And after that, I did not stop. And so now it's like maybe 28 years now as a scuba instructor. I've been diving for 30 plus years and still loving it, still really enjoying every moment of it. It's just so fulfilling, You see a student like being so scared in the very beginning, and then they stay close to you. But at the end of the course, they start to like drift away from you, and you start calling them like, hey, stay close to me, because they feel so confident, they feel so good about their diving, and it's just amazing. From being so nervous to being so confident, it's really like a very fulfilling thing. Like, yeah, I'm ready for the next class.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
So do you think any of that confidence comes from any of the safety that you teach during your courses? I mean, that's got to be a big part of building that confidence, because, there's always risk that something will happen and go wrong, but
Yeah, exactly.
to teach the students that, how to handle it and
Yeah.
be prepared.
And I always tell my students, like, safety is very, very important for us to really master, and also knowing the skills and also having fun. And if you combine all of those three together, it's just like it brings a lot of confidence to the student that they can do it, because they kind of mix it up. Sometimes some instructors are just like, very rigid and just very like, but you have to put a little bit of fun into it and kind of like spice it up a little bit and make it really a great experience. And a lot of them really like, okay, I'm going to go all the way.
They're
with
loving
this
it.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about your instructor. So are you teaching? You're an Avelo instructor?
I am an
Catalina?
Avelo instructor.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that system? That's making some news in the industry. It's quite a departure from typical scuba gear.
Yeah. So in the very beginning, I was also an unbeliever. I was like, oh, it's just going to be a fad. After this, there's not a lot of places that have the Avelo system. So it's, the system is so expensive and all that kind of stuff. So I have that also in my mind. But then when I took the course, from the very beginning, when I took the course, I'm like, I just want to jump into this course. I want to know what's going on. And I was like, oh my God, this is like so cool. Like, I don't have to, adjust my buoyancy. It does it for me, and no rapid ascent. And I was like, wow, it's it's like a good eye opener for me. Like, actually, there's going to be a lot of importance in this in different situations and stuff like that. So I keep on diving with it, and then I said like, you know what, this is gonna take off. I want to become an instructor in this one. So in that way, later on, as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, I'm already an instructor. So it will be something that I want to put my foot forward into and be part of it. So, and I really enjoyed it. And after I got my rad course, I put my GoPro in one of the rocks and I started just like, filming myself and just really having a great time.
Yeah, it seems like you have a lot of fun with scuba diving. You're living your best life, I think.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I'm so passionate about it and I really want to share it to other people.
Yeah, it really comes through. What about a little bit more about the safety? Or have you ever had to use Dan at all, or any of your students along the way through your course of instruction? Or
So I've used Dan before when I sign up my students. So I do the pre-sign up and they sign up for that because they're
the
covered
student
dur-
program.
Yeah, the student program. So they're covered with that during the class. Haven't really used it like comes to accident or anything like that with my student.
Yeah, that's a good thing, I guess, when you don't have to use it, but knowing it's there for you if
Yeah.
you do. So
Yeah, it's peace of mind. Like I always tell my students, like after they finish the course, like, yeah, get this one. This is your peace of mind.
Yeah.
It's like your guardian angel. Like if something happens, you got like, you're covered and you're protected, and so it's kind of good. It's a good
that's
thing.
what we're here for. What advice would you give to like a new scuba diver or somebody just getting into it? Like you kind of explained how you came into the sport in the pool and got into it.
Yeah.
What would you tell somebody? Just
I'll
putting on
probably
the
say,
mask.
like, don't worry if you have a skills that you can't really perform or you're not like not so good at it. Don't overthink it. Just get more experience. Just stay a little bit more underwater. Don't overthink a lot of things. Just really enjoy it. Just like enjoy the beauty of being able to stay underwater and still breathing and be able to like have that air in your lungs. And I think that's really very number one for me because a lot of times they get like so engrossed with the skills. They're like, oh, I can't do the skills, and they overthink it. Oh, like there's 20 people right here looking at me right now, and and then they can't really perform the skills because they have so much things in their mind. And so a lot of instructors, I always advise to them, like, build the skills, but also build their confidence. Because when you start building their confidence, they can start doing the skills. Because a lot of times it's all in their mind, and they're like, it's all they're thinking about it, overthinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, when you get started, it can be really overwhelming
Yeah.
because it's so different than anything you've ever done in your life.
Yeah.
To breathe underwater, that's not a natural thing. So,
Yeah.
having the confidence and just to relax and let your body do what it needs to do.
Yeah.
That's
The
important.
instructor plays a big part. Because the instructor would find a way to calm their students and find a way to be able to really just like build their confidence. Because some other instructors are like, oh, you're so strict. Or like, no, you gotta do it. And then they get like even more intimidated. But if you build in a little bit more fun into it at the same time, being safe and being able to finish the skills and do the skills. And a lot of times they're like, oh man, this is like the best thing I ever done in my life. I want to do this again. I want to, keep on diving. And they go from one level to another level.
Yeah, that's a good combination, is having fun and being safe at the same time.
Yeah.
And you can just have the freedom to enjoy what you're doing. So
Yeah.
that's really cool.
So another project that I'm kind of doing is called the Tents&Tanks. Catalina Island is a really beautiful campsite, and the diving there is amazing. So why not just do tents, camping, and then tanks, scuba diving? And it's like, so cool. The campsite is really pretty. It's about a mile away from the pier. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to bring more people to stay on the island and not just like, doing a day trip. The day trip can be like so tough. A lot of times the first boat trip is at 6 o'clock. They have to be there at 5 a.m. at the pier. And wherever they're traveling, sometimes they travel an hour away. So it's really very tough to like having a full day with them and then they have to go back. So provided this service called Tents&Tanks, wherein I provide a tent, I provide the air mattress, I provide a pillow. So it's a little bit more of a glamping kind of thing. And and then I provide them breakfast food, and also we do a barbecue together with the staff of CDS, and like the locals around the area. So in that way, they get to know the locals in the area. So when the next time they come back, they're like, oh, I know this guy. Oh, I have a barbecue, or I have a little bit of a drink with this guy. That, or so it's kind of like nice to introduce the locals that live on the island. At the same time, also introduce diving and making people like think about more, like staying more to do dive. And night dive also on the island is amazing, and a lot of people miss that.
Yeah, tell me about that.
The
What do you
night
see?
dive in the island is just like so cool. It's like a lot of like hunting activities, and so you get to see a lot of sheep crabs coming out, and a lot of like the big calico bass are all like, and then you see the moray eel coming out and really hunting. So it kind of sometimes you just like, I think with your light, the big calico bass like uses your light to hunt. So if you point your light to like a blacksmith, you see the blacksmith like getting eaten by this calico bass. So there's a lot of like hunting going on, and it's pretty cool. I saw one time a shovel-nosed guitarfish on a night dive, which is kind of cool. And the sea lion also comes in and play around
that
with the
sounds
light.
exciting.
So
Very cool. What about your course director? You're working on your course director?
Yeah. It's been a long time dream. So when I started scuba diving, I was like, yeah, I want to go to the highest. And I've been trying to do it for so many years, and now I think it's like it's time. And so I'm working with my Patty course director for next year, and I'm looking forward to get the highest
Just getting
rating.
it done, yeah.
Getting the highest
Get
rating.
focused, get it done.
And being able also to share my passion about teaching. And I think that plays a big part of me, that people can be able to enjoy the life that I'm living because of my passion for teaching and for diving. So
That's awesome,
that's
Zach.
my end goal.
Well, it's a pretty good goal, and you're really passionate about what you're doing, and you are living a good life. So it's been really great having you on the DANcast today, and wish you the best of luck in the
Thank you.
future. And thank you for being a friend of Dan.
Thank you.